Okay, guys, in this video, we're going to talk about why Warren Buffett dumped all of his airline stocks and if you guys should hold on to your stocks as well. So, Buffett made a huge announcement over the, digital Berkshire Hathaway annual shareholders meeting. So, obviously, due to the whole coronavirus situation, the meeting was held via live cast online, and Yahoo Finance was actually streaming it on YouTube, guys. So if some of you guys, I know you probably watched it. So anyway, let's get straight to it. So Motley Fool. Okay, so they posted an article talking about Warren Buffett sold all his airline stocks. Should you sell too? So apparently, when I posted my previous video about Buffett trimming his Delta stake, he actually intended to sell off everything, and that's exactly what he did in April. So the article says Warren Buffett bailed on the airlines, with Berkshire Hathaway selling its entire stakes in Delta, Southwest, American Airlines, and United. So these stocks have been hit hard by the coronavirus pandemic, with travel Duran all but evaporating. And it says most airline stocks have lost half their value or more this year as a result, with the industry now focused more on survival than earnings growth. So speaking at the Berkshire annual meeting on Saturday, Buffett said he did not sell due to declining share prices. I just decided that I made a mistake, he said. The announcement is sure to put further pressure on airline shares as investors have made a lot of money over the years as doing as Buffett does. But is the Oracle of Omaha right around this time? So it says Berkshire has had a long turbulent history with the airlines. 3 decades ago, he bought shares in U.S. Air, now part of America, ended up writing off much of that investment. In 2001, he swore off the industry, declaring that if capitalists had been President Kitty Hawk when the Wright brothers plane first took off, they would have shot it down. And also it says in recent years, he warned to the sector becoming one of the largest shareholders each of the four U.S. airlines. So obviously a lot of these airlines were doing a lot of major share buybacks and constantly increasing the dividend. So that's one of the reasons why they attracted Buffett as an investor anyway. But it also goes on to read that Buffett was so enamored with the airlines in 2019, he broke one of his cardinal rules, allowed Berkshire's position Delta and then Southwest to climb over the 10% threshold. Crossing 10% led Berkshire having to make more disclosures about its stake in those carriers, which back in the early April gave us the first hint Berkshire was selling. So guys, one of the reasons why Buffett is definitely out of these stocks is because he said, if you guys, I'll actually link to the actual interview in the description, and he said he basically just doesn't know exactly what's going to happen with the airlines, and I think he's right. I listened to a lot of information on these stocks and read a lot of earnings reports from the airlines, and most of the CEOs said that it's going to take 2 to 3 years for things to bounce back to 2019 levels, which means that these stocks could go a lot further downwards. So I also posted an earlier video about American Airlines, why I think that stock could head down maybe five to as low as $1 or $2, and I don't see any reason why I guess a lot of these other airline stocks might follow suit. So as you can see, it talks more about this. So let's see more what it says. It says Berkshire's dalliance with airlines is very off key for an investor who's famously said be greedy when others are fearful. Berkshire is almost without doubt seen low after buying high, and the fact that Buffett would rather take his lumps and move on rather than ride out the storm should send a shiver down the spines of shareholders. I'm one of those shareholders, and I believe he is right that the industry faces a multi-year recovery. I also believe the airlines, thanks to all of the hard work done in the past decade, can fly through this crisis without bankruptcy. But I'll concede that with so much unknown about the extent of the pandemic, the recession will likely follow. It's impossible to say for sure. Traffic is currently down 90% or more year over year. So the article kind of finishes up that it also seems that likely the airlines will be slow to recover once whatever trouble lies ahead. And it says, given the uncertainty, I think better sectors to buy into right now. If Buffett ends up redeploying that $6 billion in proceeds from the airline sales in months to come, it'll be hard to argue with the decision. But for now, at least, Buffett has remained on the sidelines, with Berkshire's total cash pile rising to $137 billion at the end of March. So he says, time will tell. As a Berkshire shareholder, I hate to go against Buffett, but given the choice between cash on sidelines and holding Delta, I'm holding my shares, and I believe investors willing to hold top performers like Delta and Southwest will be rewarded. Buffett's now been wrong about airlines multiple times in his long storied career. The airlines are a world of hurt right now, but I'm betting he didn't get it completely right when he decided to sell it this time around either. Okay, guys, a really interesting article there, and so I want to give my take on this. So, as you take a look at these four stocks we mentioned, Delta, Southwest Airlines, United Airlines, and American Airlines, All of these stocks are down at least 46% year to date, with the worst performer being United Airlines, down 70%, guys. So here's my take on this. I can understand why Buffett is getting out, because simply the situation's changed. So he was basically only in the airlines just because of the share buybacks and the dividends, and both of those have been suspended. So basically, because these have been suspended, it just doesn't really see any reason to own these stocks any further, because these stocks could become much cheaper in the first place. So for me, I'm a little bit torn. The only stock I do own out of this group is Delta Airlines. I don't have a big stake into it, but I can see what Buffett's doing. If he sells and gets that $6 billion, he can invest it somewhere else instead of waiting 2 to 3 years for the airlines industry to recover. And another thing that he mentioned in the interview is we really don't know how the airline industry will pan out. If people are going to be flying a lot less, that means there's going to be a lot empty planes, which means that they have way too many planes in their fleet. So they're going to have to, I mean, the question is, what are they going to do with these extra planes? Let's say, and a lot of people are going to be scared of flying in general. So, with the whole coronavirus and things like that, a lot of people are just, nervous about being around large groups of people anyway. So we really don't know how things are going to shake out. So for my opinion for this, I think if you hold Delta or Southwest Airlines, so if you hold DAL or LUV, it's really up to you what you want to do, but just be prepared for these stocks to drop a lot further, because you really don't want to catch a falling knife anyway, and that looks like exactly where a lot of these stocks are heading. These stocks are going to be heading much lower, so just be prepared for that. So I would say that Buffett, it makes sense why he's selling off his stake. Me personally, I'll probably, right now, the only stock I'm in is at Delta. I'm in at around 24. I'm down about 50% now. So I'm kind of just thinking whether I should just sell it, because maybe I could buy Delta back cheaper. Maybe in June or July, maybe I could buy it back at like $15 if it continues to go down. So Delta Airlines, for me personally, is already down about, it's down about 58%. So perhaps it just gets cheaper. Maybe I could just sell it now and take that capital and reinvest it somewhere else. So I'm thinking about doing that on the next trading window, just reinvesting it somewhere else. But if you guys own these stocks, what I would do is, if you can't take any more losses, you can just simply set up something called a stop loss order or a trailing stop loss. So let's say you don't want to lose any more than 20%. After that, you're out. Just set up a trailing stop loss, and if the stocks go down 20% or more, it'll automatically sell. And also figure out kind of your tolerance level, because remember now, I just posted a video saying the top 10 recession-proof stocks that you can buy. So what you can do is if you're thinking that this will take too long and you're not willing to wait it out, just simply, you can sell your airline stocks and put some of the money in some of those 10 stocks that I mentioned that are recession-proof, that should do even better as things open back up and we're in this recessionary period. So really interesting video that Buffett posted, guys. I wanted to kind of give my opinion on this, because I understand what he's doing, but it's just kind of funny for me that Buffett usually is greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy. So the fact that he dumped all of his airline stocks is very bad. So we could see a lot of downward selling pressure in next week's market. So just be prepared, guys. It's really important news. When Buffett makes big moves like this, the market really responds aggressively to his words. So I'm basically looking now to buy some put options. The stock I'm probably going to buy the most put options on is American Airlines, because I think that's the weakest one out of the group. But I think you can buy put options on all of the group of these stocks, and you probably do pretty well. And for you guys out there that like to short stocks, Buffett selling these stocks are going to continue to go lower. So that's definitely an opportunity for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos. I post videos on the stock market every day, so make sure to smash that red subscribe button to get more free video updates. So that's it for now, guys. Until next time, take care.